What would your life look like if you stopped waiting for the right moment to take action? What would happen if you simply started right now? No excuses, no more hesitation. Think about it for a second. How many dreams have you buried because you've told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or when the time is right, I'll act? And where has that gotten you? That feeling of guilt creeping in, that sense of wasted time, because deep down you know you're capable of so much more. The truth is, every single day you wait, you're giving away pieces of your future. The time you waste today is gone forever. But what if today was different? It's easy to sit back and think that success is a product of luck or timing. We tell ourselves that we'll take action when we feel motivated, when everything lines up perfectly. But here's a brutal reality. The perfect moment never comes. That feeling of motivation, it's fleeting. Some days you'll feel unstoppable, but most days you won't. And those days are the ones that matter the most. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't care about your doubts, your fears, or the noise in your head telling you to wait. Success rewards those who take action anyway. The hardest part of any journey is the first step. It's not the long road ahead that trips people up. It's the overwhelming weight of starting. The thoughts flood in. What if I fail? What if it's too much? What if I'm not good enough? But here's the secret. Those thoughts never go away. The fear never fully disappears. The doubt, it lingers in the background. The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the courage to act in spite of those feelings. Success is born when you choose to move, even when you don't feel like it. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need the stars to align. You need to take action now. Stop waiting for motivation to show up at your door because it's not coming. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. It's like this. You can't wait for the storm to pass to start building your shelter. You have to start in the rain, in the chaos, in the uncertainty. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll see progress. Every great achievement in history, every personal victory began with a single, imperfect step. Think about the most successful people you admire. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They made the decision to act, to push through their fears, and to keep moving forward when everything else seemed uncertain. It's not the absence of fear that leads to success. It's the presence of courage, the decision to act despite fear. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the most powerful tool you have at your disposal. And the best part, you don't need permission. You don't need to be ready. You simply need to start. But here's the kicker. When you finally take that first step, when you choose to act, something incredible happens. You break the chains of self-doubt, and suddenly you realize how much more capable you are than you ever imagined. The momentum builds, and what once seemed impossible begins to feel achievable. The next step becomes clearer. The fear becomes quieter. Action has a way of silencing all the noise. So why are you still waiting? What are you waiting for? The conditions to be perfect? The right feeling to show up? Newsflash, it's never going to happen. The best time to take action is right now. Stop waiting for everything to align. Force yourself to act even when you don't feel like it, and you'll discover a strength you never knew you had. Imagine looking back a year from now. What would it feel like to see the progress you've made? To realize that every day you fought the urge to stay comfortable and chose action instead, you were building a future that you can be proud of. Imagine the pride of knowing you didn't wait for permission. You didn't wait for someone to tell you when to go. You just took that first step and kept going, one action after another, until you were living the life you've always wanted. It's all within your reach, but it won't happen if you keep waiting. So force yourself to start today. Your future is waiting for you, but it can only find you if you move. Take that first step and don't look back. You've taken that first step. Now let's face the reality. The journey ahead won't always feel easy. The truth is, motivation isn't going to carry you all the way. That feeling of excitement, that initial spark, it will fade. Motivation isn't something you can depend on because it's like a wave that crashes and vanishes. One day you'll wake up feeling fired up, but the next, the spark will be gone, and you'll feel exhausted, overwhelmed, or even lost. So, what do you do when that wave of motivation fades away? You don't stop. You don't turn back. You keep going. Because action doesn't rely on motivation, it relies on discipline. Discipline is the secret weapon that separates the doers from the dreamers. It's the ability to keep moving forward, even when everything inside you is telling you to quit. The days when you don't feel like getting out of bed, the moments when you're tempted to throw in the towel, those are the moments that matter the most. That's when your true power lies. And here's the kicker: you can build discipline. It's not something you're born with. It's something you cultivate, one small choice at a time. Every time you act, even when you don't feel like it, you're training yourself to be someone who pushes through discomfort, who shows up no matter what. Discipline isn't about doing things perfectly. It's about showing up. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it feels hard, even when it feels like you can't go another step. It's the consistency that builds momentum, not the bursts of motivation. There's power in making discipline a habit. The more you choose to take action, especially on the hard days, the more effortless it becomes. In fact, you'll soon realize that waiting for motivation to push you into action isn't necessary at all. Action itself becomes the motivator. It becomes its own reward. Each time you push through, you get stronger. And soon you'll begin to notice that the fear and resistance you once felt start to lose their grip. The task you once dreaded becomes just another part of your routine. Imagine waking up each day knowing that no matter how you feel, you will do what needs to be done. That's the power of discipline. It's freedom disguised as hard work. It's the kind of strength that can carry you through the darkest days, the toughest challenges, and the deepest doubts. And when you build that kind of inner strength, something incredible happens. The world starts to move out of your way. Doors open. Opportunities find you. Because when you consistently take action, the universe starts to recognize your commitment. It starts to reward you, not because you're lucky, but because you've shown up day after day, no matter the circumstances. So, yes, motivation will fade. It's inevitable. But when it does, discipline takes over. And that's where the real magic happens. Action, even in the absence of motivation, creates its own momentum. Every day you show up, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, you're writing a story of persistence, of grit, of commitment to your goals. And that story? It's what success is built on. The people you admire, the ones who've achieved the unimaginable, they didn't rely on motivation, they relied on discipline. It's also important to recognize something fundamental. The act of forcing yourself to take action on days when you'd rather quit isn't a punishment. It's a gift. Because when you push through that resistance, you don't just make progress in the external world, you transform on the inside. The struggle builds resilience, and the resilience builds character. You become someone who doesn't quit. You become someone who can trust themselves to follow through. And there is no greater power than that, being able to rely on yourself, knowing that when it's time to act, you will do it. And yes, some days are harder than others. You'll have moments where your mind will scream at you to stop, to rest, to give up. But here's what you need to remember. Rest doesn't happen when you're doing nothing. Rest happens after you've given your best. Real rest comes after you've worked hard, after you've pushed through, after you've proven to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. And when you take that kind of rest, it's not guilt-ridden, it's earned. You've put in the work, you've shown up. Discipline gives you the strength to keep moving, even when everything inside you is screaming to stop. And as you begin to experience the fruits of that discipline, those small victories that build up over time, you'll realize something even more powerful. You're not just chasing success. Success is chasing you. Because when you're disciplined, when you're committed to taking action no matter what, the results come. Slowly, maybe, but surely. And when they do, you'll look back and realize that everything you've been doing wasn't just about achieving a goal. It was about becoming the kind of person who never quits, who never stops believing in themselves. So keep going. Don't wait for motivation to show up. Build your discipline, step by step, action by action. The results will follow, and soon you'll be living a life that once seemed impossible, all because you chose to act when everything inside you told you not to. That's the power of discipline. That's how you unlock your true potential. You've already taken the first steps and built a foundation of discipline. But now there's something you need to confront: the cost of inaction. Every moment you hesitate, every second you hold back, there's a price. That price is your future. Every dream that goes unpursued, every goal that stays in the realm of someday becomes another weight on your shoulders. You don't notice it at first, but over time, it adds up. The regret, the missed opportunities, the time lost, it all accumulates. And one day you'll wake up and realize that the life you could have had slipped through your fingers, not because you weren't capable, but because you didn't act. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll get to it later"? How many times have you pushed something aside, telling yourself that the moment isn't right, that you'll start tomorrow? It's easy to convince yourself that there's plenty of time. But here's the hard truth: time is never on your side. Once a second passes, it's gone forever. It's not coming back. You can't rewind time. You can't relive a day. And every time you procrastinate, you give up a little more of the future you want. Inaction doesn't just leave you where you are, it takes you backward. You slip further from the person you want to become. Every moment of hesitation is a decision to remain stuck, to stay in the same place, to settle for the ordinary when extraordinary is within reach. It's easy to get comfortable in that space of inaction, to tell yourself that there's no rush, that you can afford to wait. But every delay is a surrender. Every time you delay your goals, you send a message to yourself that says, "I'm not worthy of my dreams." You start to accept less than you deserve. You stop believing that you're capable of more. But that's not the truth. The truth is, you are capable, you are worthy. But none of that matters unless you decide to take action. Think about the goals you've set for yourself, those big dreams you've been holding on to. Do you know what they cost you when you keep putting them off? They cost you growth. They cost you the chance to push your limits, to discover just how much you're capable of. When you choose to wait, you choose to stay where you are. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. You tell yourself, next week, next month, when I'm ready. But the best time to act is now. The future you're waiting for isn't going to come to you. You have to go after it right now with everything you have. The truth is, the longer you put off taking action, the further you push yourself away from your dreams. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to build momentum. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff, staring at the path ahead and deciding not to take the leap. You might look at it from a distance and think maybe tomorrow, but each day you wait, the gap between where you are and where you want to be widens. You start to lose faith in your ability to close that gap. But if you act today, even just a little bit, you close that gap by a fraction, and when you act again tomorrow, you close it even more. Every action you take today is an investment in tomorrow. Every moment you decide to act, you're building the foundation for a better future. But every moment of hesitation is an opportunity lost, a step you didn't take, a chance to move closer to your goals that slipped away. There is no such thing as standing still. In life, you're either moving forward or falling behind. And every time you hesitate, you fall behind. It's easy to think that you have all the time in the world, but life doesn't wait. Time doesn't pause. The world doesn't slow down. The person you're meant to be isn't waiting for you to catch up. You have to go after them. You have to choose action. The cost of inaction is the life you could have lived, the person you could have been, the dreams you could have realized, all slipping through your fingers because you chose to. Wait, but there's hope. There's a way out of this cycle. The way forward is simple. Start now. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for the perfect circumstances. Don't wait for the perfect day. The perfect time to act is right now. The moment you decide to take that first step, you begin to change your entire reality. The key to unlocking your future lies in the actions you take today, in the small steps you make toward your goals. Every action is a declaration. It's a statement to yourself and to the world that you are willing to do whatever it takes to reach your dreams. It's a reminder that you are worthy of success, worthy of the life you've always dreamed of. And every small victory adds up. It builds momentum. It creates a cycle of progress, one that's unstoppable once it starts. But it all begins with that first action. And it starts now, right now. So stop hesitating. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The cost of inaction is too high, and your dreams are too valuable. Make the choice to act and take that first step. Your future is waiting for you, but it can only find you if you move. Every action you take today is an investment in the person you're becoming, the life you're creating. Don't let this moment pass you by. Now that you've recognized the cost of inaction, let's talk about the most powerful force that's standing between you and the life you want, your own mind. It's not the world around you, not the circumstances, not the people in your life. It's your own self-talk, your doubts, your limiting beliefs. You are your greatest obstacle. The mind has an incredible ability to keep you safe, but it also has an incredible ability to keep you stuck. It whispers, "You're not ready. You're not good enough. What if you fail? What if you embarrass yourself?" It creates stories of fear and failure before you even take a single step forward. But here's the truth. You are not your thoughts. Your mind doesn't have the final say. Just because your thoughts tell you that you can't doesn't mean that you're powerless. The mind can be a tool or a trap. The choice is yours. You have the power to quiet the negative noise, to push through the limiting beliefs, to tell your mind that despite the doubts, you are still moving forward. Your thoughts are not you. They are just thoughts, and you don't have to listen to every single one of them. What if you could harness the power of your mind to fuel your success instead of holding you back? What if you could shift your focus away from the doubts, the what-ifs, and the fears, and instead focus all your energy on what's possible? This is where the power of mindset comes into play. Your mindset is the lens through which you view the world. It shapes how you perceive challenges, how you respond to setbacks, and how you see yourself. A fixed mindset will tell you that you're limited by your current abilities, that failure is something to avoid at all costs. But a growth mindset? A growth mindset sees obstacles as opportunities, mistakes as lessons, and failure as the stepping stone to success. Here's the key. You control your mindset. You decide how you respond to challenges. You choose how you view failure. You can reframe your thoughts, rewire your brain, and transform your beliefs about what you can accomplish. The mind is not something that controls you. It's something you can control. And once you realize this, once you take ownership of your mind, you unlock an incredible power within you. Every time you push past the doubts, every time you tell yourself, "I can do this," even when everything inside you is screaming, "You can't," you begin to shift the narrative. The more you choose to act in spite of your fears, the more you'll begin to trust yourself. The more you choose to challenge your thoughts, the more you'll find that your potential is limitless. You are not defined by your doubts. You're defined by what you choose to do in spite of them. The world is full of people who let their fears rule them, who let their negative thoughts dictate their actions. But the true difference between success and failure isn't talent, luck, or circumstance. It's mindset. Your mindset will determine everything. When you begin to train your mind to focus on what you want, not what you fear, something shifts. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow. You stop seeing failure as a final verdict, but as a lesson to learn from. And every time you take action, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. You stop doubting your potential, because with each step forward, you reinforce the belief that you can do it, that you are worthy, that you will succeed. Action becomes the antidote to fear. But this doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice. It's a choice you have to make every single day. You have to decide over and over again that you won't let fear stop you. You have to make the decision that no matter what your mind tells you, you will act. You will not let your doubts decide your future. And as you keep making that choice, as you keep choosing action, you'll find that the doubts start to lose their power. They become smaller, quieter, less convincing. And in their place, confidence, resilience, trust in yourself. This shift in mindset isn't about ignoring your fears or pretending they don't exist. It's about facing them head on and choosing to act anyway. It's about acknowledging the fear and deciding, even though I'm scared, even though I'm uncertain, I'm still moving forward. It's about refusing to let fear dictate your life. You are not the sum of your fears. You are the sum of your actions. Every time you push through the discomfort, every time you choose to act despite the fear, you're building a new identity. You're telling yourself that you are someone who takes action, someone who doesn't wait for the perfect moment, someone who refuses to be held back by doubts and insecurities. And as you continue to build this identity, as you continue to act, you start to see yourself differently. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is afraid, and you start seeing yourself as someone who is capable, someone who can take on any challenge. And this new identity, it's what will carry you through the hardest times, the toughest moments, and the most uncertain days. When you know who you are and what you're capable of, nothing can stand in your way. The mind may try to stop you, but you now have the tools to quiet it, to push forward, and to take action. The power to shape your life is in your hands. Your mindset can be your greatest strength or your greatest obstacle. The choice is yours. So make the choice. Choose action over fear. Choose courage over doubt. Choose to believe in yourself, even when your mind tells you otherwise. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. And every time you silence your doubts and take action, you remind yourself that you are unstoppable. You are the creator of your own future, and it all starts with your mindset. Now that you understand the power of your mind, it's time to confront one of the biggest challenges you'll face, the fear of failure. This fear is the silent killer of dreams, the voice in your head that tells you, "What if I fail?" It's the voice that stops you before you even start. But here's something you need to realize. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is the teacher. Every person you look up to, every successful person who has achieved something remarkable, has failed. Failure is the stepping stone to success. The difference between those who succeed and those who never reach their full potential is how they view failure. Most people are afraid of failure because they see it as a final verdict. They see failure as proof that they're not good enough, not capable, or not worthy. But in reality, failure is just part of the process. It's the way you learn, grow, and refine your approach. Failure teaches you what doesn't work. It shows you where you need to improve. It's not something to fear, but something to embrace. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to getting it right. The key is to reframe failure. Instead of seeing it as a defeat, see it as feedback. Each time you fail, you're gaining valuable information about what you need to do differently. You're learning what works and what doesn't. Failure isn't a reflection of your worth, it's simply part of the journey. Every successful person has faced failure. The difference is they didn't let it stop them. They didn't let it define them. They saw it as a necessary part of their growth. The fear of failure can paralyze you, keep you stuck in a state of inaction, but the truth is, you're already failing by not trying. Not taking action is the real failure. Every moment you hesitate, every time you stop yourself from moving forward because you're afraid to fail, you're letting fear control your life. And that's the real tragedy. Because when you allow fear to control you, you stay stuck, you never move forward, and you rob yourself of the opportunity to succeed. But when you choose to act, even in the face of failure, you're telling yourself that you refuse to be held back by fear. You're telling yourself that you'd rather fail and learn than never try at all. You're telling yourself that you are stronger than your doubts, braver than your fears, and more committed to your dreams than to the comfort of staying the same. Action, even in the face of failure, is the key to growth. Think about it. The most successful people didn't get there by avoiding failure. They got there by embracing it. They took risks. They put themselves out there. They made mistakes. And with each failure, they learned, they adapted, and they came back stronger. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the moment when you realize that you've learned something valuable, something that will make you better, more prepared, and more resilient the next time you try. Failure is not something to be ashamed of. It's something to be proud of. Because each time you fail, you're demonstrating courage. You're showing that you're willing to risk, to stretch yourself, to grow. And each time you fail and rise again, you build more confidence in yourself. You build resilience. You learn that failure doesn't have the power to break you. Instead, it's the very thing that strengthens you. You are not defined by your failures. You are defined by your willingness to keep going, to get back up, and to keep moving forward. So the next time you're afraid to fail, remember this. Failure is not something to fear. It's a part of your journey to success. The more you fail, the more you learn, the stronger you become. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. Every mistake a lesson that will move you closer to your goals. The road to success is not a straight line. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and failures. But those failures are not dead ends. They are detours, guiding you toward the path that will lead you to success. You don't need to be afraid of failure. What you need to be afraid of is not taking action at all. What you need to fear is letting fear hold you back. What you need to fear is staying stuck in the same place, never taking a chance, never pushing yourself, because that's the real failure. That's the real regret. You are capable of so much more than you realize, but you'll never know what you're capable of unless you face your fears head on and keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fail. Take action, fail, learn, try again, and keep going. That's the process. That's the secret to success. You can't win if you don't play. So stop letting the fear of failure control you. Take the risk, step into the unknown, and know that every step you take, every action you make, is a victory in itself. You are stronger than your fears. You are capable of more than you think. And the only way to reach your dreams is to keep moving forward no matter what. Now that you understand the power of failure and have started to reframe your relationship with it, it's time to address another critical aspect of success: discipline. This is the unspoken key to achieving anything truly meaningful. It's easy to feel motivated when things are going well, when everything is aligned, and when the stars seem to shine bright on your path. But what about when they don't? What about the days when you're tired, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, when the momentum isn't there and the motivation fades? That's where discipline comes in. Motivation will get you started, but it's discipline that will carry you through to the finish line. Discipline isn't just about doing what's easy. It's about doing what's necessary, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up for yourself day in and day out, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Without it, you'll find that motivation comes and goes, but you'll never get anywhere. Discipline makes sure you show up even on the hard days. It's in the moments when you don't feel like it that your discipline will shine the brightest. These are the moments that separate the dreamers from the doers. Anyone can be motivated when things are going well, but true success comes when you keep pushing forward, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's tough. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Think about the long-term goals you've set for yourself. Now, think about all the small, consistent actions that will bring you closer to them. These aren't the big, flashy moments. They're the small, everyday decisions that add up over time. It's waking up early to work on your craft. It's staying focused when distractions call your name. It's doing the work even when no one is watching. This is the reality of success. It's built on discipline, not excitement. If you want to make progress, you need to be able to do the work consistently, even when it feels like you're not getting closer to your goal. Discipline is about more than just sticking to a schedule. It's about creating habits that support your goals, habits that keep you moving forward, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. You don't need to feel inspired to take action. You just need to be disciplined enough to act anyway. Consistency is the secret weapon that will propel you further than motivation ever could. This is why you need to build habits that align with your dreams. Habits aren't just actions. They're choices you make every single day. And the choices you make today shape your future. You might not see the impact immediately, but every disciplined action you take today brings you one step closer to your goal. Every morning you wake up and put in the work, you're one step closer to success. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you're creating the life you want. Discipline is what turns your dreams into reality. Now, let's talk about something that often trips people up. The fear of failure can lead them to procrastinate, to delay action, to keep waiting for the perfect moment. But here's a powerful truth you need to accept. There will never be a perfect time. The perfect moment to start does not exist. The stars will not align and the circumstances will never be ideal. Waiting for the perfect conditions is just another form of procrastination. The only thing you need is the willingness to start right now. Every moment you delay is a moment lost. Every time you put off doing the work, you push your dreams further away. It's discipline that makes the difference between waiting for the right time and taking action now. Discipline is choosing to act, regardless of the conditions around you. It's about doing what you need to do, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. When you take consistent action, you make your own luck. Success is a process, not a destination. It's about showing up every single day and doing the work. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it's not about making big dramatic moves all the time. It's about the small daily decisions you make, the quiet behind-the-scenes work that no one sees. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it feels like there's no immediate payoff. It's about trusting the process, even when you don't see results right away. This is where the power of discipline truly lies. In the quiet moments, in the routine, in the consistency of showing up. You might not see the immediate results of your hard work, but you're building momentum. Every small step you take creates a ripple effect, a chain of actions that moves you closer to where you want to be. Don't let the absence of immediate results discourage you. Your efforts are never wasted. Even if you can't see it yet, every single action you take is adding up.